You're watching AMN PLUS Addis Media Network. We are here to celebrate the Ethiopian New Year. We're here in the embassy, in the premise of the Embassy of Israel in Addis Ababa. The Ethiopians are today marking their New Year 2018. The Ethiopians have their own calendar, which is 7 years behind the Gregorian calendar. So we are here just with the Israeli ambassador to Ethiopia, along with his family and other guests, to celebrate, to mark this special holiday. I'm Jonas Asras, joined by my colleague Afwork Wubatu. And on behalf of Addis Media Network, would like to say thank you to the ambassador of Israel and his family and the guests here. I would like you to stay to the end of our program. Well, Ambassador, thank you so much, everybody here, for coming here to celebrate Ethiopian New Year. Let me ask you about what impresses you when you think of Ethiopian holidays. Israel has its own calendar, and so does Ethiopia. Tell us more about Israel's calendar and the celebration of Ethiopians here. I think you're familiar with how the Ethiopians celebrate the New Year. And tell us about your experience.
Thank you very much. Thank you for coming to our house and to our embassy. So for this very important and meaningful celebration, thank you for joining us. The celebration, the New Year celebration here in Ethiopia is similar to the New Year celebration in Israel. The only difference is this year is 11 days difference, because today we are celebrating, according to the Gregorian calendar, it is 11th of September. So next, after 11 days, 22nd of September, Israel, the Jewish people all over the world are celebrating the New Year. And we call it the New Year Rosh Hashanah. Rosh Hashanah. Rosh Hashanah means the head of the year. So this is very important and meaningful for the Jewish calendar. And when I think of celebrating also here in Addis Ababa, the Enqutatash, the New Year of Ethiopia, this is more or less the same tradition and the same history, because the two countries and the two peoples, they have a unique and similar celebrating New Year in the month of September.
Rosh Hashanah, excuse me, Ambassador, is it like Enqutatash, or it is given to the specific year?
It is like Enqutatash, but it is called Rosh Hashanah. In Amharic, it is called Teskar Avreham, Brahan Serreka. It has a name in Amharic. Why it is Brahan Serreka? I think it is similar to Ethiopia, why it is Enqutatash. Because here in Ethiopia, the winter is finished, the rainy season is finished, so the sun, the weather is changed, and the flowers are blooming all over the fields in Ethiopia. So that's why we take flowers and say to our friends, and we say Enqutatash. In Israel, September is not the end of the summer, the winter. It is the end of the summer. So, you know, the winter is on forward, coming to January, December, November, like that is coming. But so, what is very good is that In Ethiopia, you have the Enqutatash and celebrating of the food and the drinking and all. We have also the same thing in Israel, and in Rosh Hashanah, the head of the year, which is, first of all, the Jewish people been ordered by the law of Moses in the Bible, in the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, you see that all the holidays has been told by Moses to the children of Israel, according to given to him by God, that said, the first day of the month of Tishrei. Tishrei means in Hebrew, September. Bamarit Maskaram. So this month, the first day of this Tishrei is the Rosh Hashanah, the head of the year. And then it continues after that, after 10 days. On the 10th day, you have Yom Kippur. And on the 5th day, the 15th day, is Sukkot. So it's the months of holidays we continue and we celebrate. Coming back to Ethiopia, we have this Enqutatash. You know, I was born and grew up in Ethiopia, in Gondar. So we use also celebrate this, the new year change celebration, Enqutatash. So I think the two peoples and the two countries are similar tradition you have. I don't think that there are countries that have their own calendars celebrating in the month of September. But the Ethiopian people and the Jewish people are very traditional and connected to that.
All right, Ambassador. I have asked you a lot of questions. Now, our guest is here. Just you've got a little tighter schedule, so we need to ask you. So, off work.
Thank you for joining us, and actually celebrating the New Year here in Ethiopia is so fantastic, and celebrating New Year in Israel is also fantastic, even though I have never been there, by the way. So, my first question is: I think you lived here for 2 years or more, and I think you are new for Ethiopia, right? The hospitality in Ethiopia is so fantastic, and celebrating the New Year by itself is so amazing. My first question is, have you ever celebrated New Year with Ethiopians, perhaps in the street or perhaps in different families? And what's your feeling about Ethiopian New Year?
First of all, thank you very much for coming here. It's really exciting to celebrate with you the New Year. I actually never celebrated the Ethiopian New Year before, not in Israel, so it's going to be my first time. I'm very excited about that because I already got to experience some holidays here in Ethiopia, and the tradition is amazing. Every day I learn something new, and I can't wait to see the celebrations and to see the similarities between your celebrations and our celebrations. And I have a few more years ahead of me here. Hopefully next year I'll be more experienced and I'll be able to join and celebrate together. And then I can bring my experience back to Israel and celebrate with our Ethiopian community.
So how do you celebrate this holiday in Israel? Would you tell
Israel,
us that experience? Yeah.
Usually sit with the family. You have a dinner. You say some prayers, I think. Yeah, there's like a seder. So it's, right? Yeah. It's, there are a few prayers. And everyone gets together. There's a celebrational dinner. You usually eat some apples with honey, and you drink some kosher wine. And it's very exciting. Everyone are having fun together. Yeah, it's all about the family and the tradition.
Thank you for being here together with us to celebrate this important holiday and this incredible day. Over the last 2 years in Ethiopia, I've really had the pleasure of experiencing the similarities between our two peoples and two countries, also some of the very special holidays and traditions that you have here in Ethiopia. And you know, Ethiopia is such a big country and with a rich culture and history, and with so many different traditions, and it's something which is very special. In Israel, we are a much smaller country, and yet even because of our exiles around the world, we also have a number of very special traditions that have been added on even to our ancient history and tradition that we've carried with us over the years. So with Ethiopian holidays and with the New Year, I think it's very special that it's celebrating the change between the seasons also, and the new year with the flowers, then Kutatash. It's very beautiful, and even it reminds us in some ways of the times of the Temple of Israel in Jerusalem, when our priests and our people would dress in white when celebrating the holidays. And still these days, in Israel, you see on the holidays, usually we wear like a white shirt on holidays, and women also often wear white to celebrate because it's something new, clean, and in Ethiopia, of course, that's also a very prevalent tradition. I'll say in Israel, the way we celebrate Rosh Hashanah, as Hadass mentioned, with the dinner with the family and the special meals, there's very symbolic foods that we eat. So, of course, one of them is apples and honey. We dip the apple in the honey, and it means that we are wishing a sweet new year. Also, there's fruits of the land, for example, the pomegranate. The pomegranate, it's from the time of the Bible, it has been an indigenous fruit of the land of Israel, and it's been a part of our tradition ever since then. With the little seeds, we like to say that it has about 613 seeds in one pomegranate, which is symbolic of the 613 commandments that Moses brought down from Mount Sinai. And we eat it on Rosh Hashanah. It's a fruit which is in bloom during this time, and it also gives us this feeling of a sweet new year. There's a number of other traditions. For example, some people have on their table the head of a fish. The head of a fish, it symbolizes also, it's something usually you don't eat, but it's on the table because it's the head, the new year, the head of the new year, and it's meant to also give us blessings of prosperity and positive wishes for the coming year, and then there's also some religious traditions of going to our places of worship, the synagogues, and there's special prayers and things. So what actually the New Year celebrates in Israel is the creation of the world. So there's a number of, in the Jewish tradition, there's a number of New Years, but when we count our Hebrew calendar, the year 5000, it will be in just a week and a half, the year 5786. It will be that will be the coming year, and that's since the creation of the world according to the Jewish tradition. So here we're celebrating 2018. According to the Hebrew tradition, the Jewish tradition, the tradition of Israel, we are celebrating 5786.
It's very fantastic even to hear that this represents new year and perhaps a sweet year ahead, right? Because we were watching this fruit. And Ambassador, I think it's very important to begin with you. What does it represent actually? Because Ethiopians have got a unique tradition, a unique dish as well when they celebrate New Year and many other holidays as well. And this in Israel is a kind of unique dish, right? So would you frankly tell us how it represents and what does it imply as well?
When we go to Israel, you see here the apple, the apple we dip to the honey, and you bless it. You bless for the fruit, blessed in Hebrew. So if I take one and I dip here the honey, and then I bless. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pri ha'etz. As you know, this means blessed or the creator of the universe, that you blessed and he gave us this fruit from the tree. That is a blessing that everyone is saying. And then you have the wine, and then this wine, you pour it, and then you also bless the wine. Then you bless the bread, and then you cut the bread and you give it to everyone, to the guests, and the wine also after you, then served other kinds of foods. Fish, meat, and vegetables, and other kinds of food are on the table. So everybody is invited to eat. So these are the meaningful thing is the main dish that is really in Israel, in every Jewish home. When celebrating the New Year, this is a unique one. The apple with honey, which usually is that this next year, the coming year, will be sweet.
Okay.
That's the meaning.
I've never seen this combination, by the way, apple with honey. Tom, let's come to you. I think you've tasted Ethiopian traditional foods and drinks. What is hard for you to take?
Let me start with what I enjoy. I mean, to be honest, really, Ethiopian food is very unique and I think and very special to people who are not acquainted with it before. It has different kind of flavors that we haven't experienced from other cultures around the world. So I think what's also very special about Ethiopian food is that because many in Ethiopia who are part of the, let's say, the Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Church are fasting for much of the year. So there's many options even for, vegetarian people, vegan people who come from, different parts of the world. And it's very friendly in terms of the ability to connect and for people to have something that works for them within this cuisine. I mean, to be honest, I like many types of Ethiopian food, injera with shiro, with sometimes I've had like chicken tibs and different things like that, doro wat. And it's very interesting. I think the type of spicy is also very unique.
Most people complain about it.
I don't know if I would complain. I think I enjoy spicy, and every culture has its own type of spicy. Yeah. So the Ethiopian spicy is very very special and very strong. Of course, if there's too much, it's too much for me as well. But within measure, I think it's good. And of course, in terms of the drinks, I think you have a very special and unique beverage, tej.
I was expecting that.
Yes.
With the honey.
Yes,
honey, yeah.
exactly. That's a special connection as well. That's something really I've not experienced it anywhere else, and I've grown to like it, to enjoy it.
In the little time I've been here, I got to taste some injera with the little dishes.
Okay.
Everything I've tasted was amazing. shiro, like Tomer mentioned. We eat a lot of chickpeas also in Israel, so it's kind of similar. We don't have the exact same thing, but we eat hummus, and it's made from the same thing, so it's something that I can connect to. The spices were amazing. For me also, if it's too spicy, I'm not used to it. But what I really like about the food is the tradition that you get to sit together with people and share on one plate. And also I like the fact that you get to like eat it with your hands and really feel the food.
You don't
and
use fork.
no,
spoon or-
but I really like it because it's a great experience. It connects you to the food in a way that we are not used to in Israel. You know, we sometimes eat like a pita with something, but not like the whole meal. So it's very special for me, the possibility to connect with people and with the food in ways that I didn't experience before, and I really like it. And it's also about the hospitality of people. In the few days I've been here, the few weeks I've been here, people always invite me for meals.
And Ethiopians have that unique tradition when they eat together, when they eat alone, when somebody just accidentally arrives, they say, Nivla, it's together, come here. They invite here. I think, what is a food that's peculiar to Israel?
Most of our foods are actually, because we're you know, a nation that came from all over the world. Most of our foods are not that peculiar. We have a lot of foods that are very similar to other foods in the world.
There are some unique foods to Israel or to the Jewish people because, for example, every Friday, when we begin the celebration of Shabbat, of our day of rest, we have a special bread called challah. So challah, I've seen a similar bread here in the bakeries actually, but it's still a little bit different. The tradition is that it's usually a braided type of bread. So it's braided. We put two in the middle of the table. That's one example. There's a number of other examples, you know, because as Hadass was saying, of course, the Jewish people were exiled to different countries and we picked up different tastes, but then we modified them to be our own. So from, let's say, Jews who came back from North Africa, so they brought with them shakshuka. Shakshuka is also, I know, in Ethiopia, in some places we also have seen it. It's a special breakfast dish, which is eggs with tomatoes and different and nice fresh vegetables. We have also a Jewish dish from Iraq called sabich. Sabich is fried eggplants with hard-boiled eggs and salads and with different sauces in a pita. It's a quite uniquely Israeli dish because it was modified a little bit from what the Jews in Iraq experienced, and then they made it into something different. Of course, in Israel, the local, let's say, cuisine is also, you know, Levantine cuisine from the whole area of Israel and its neighbors. As Hadass mentioned, hummus is a very popular dish. Falafel, we put the falafel balls made out of chickpeas also in the pita with salads. We have, I mean, there's other salads like tabbouleh salad and other things like that. So there are you know, special dishes, and of course we have influences from around the world as well. Another one on the Sabbath, many families they don't cook on the Sabbath, so they begin to cook a stew before on Friday, and then it stays like on the low fire throughout the whole day until Saturday. And on Saturday lunchtime they eat. It's called chamin. Chamin it's meat with the different vegetables, sometimes potatoes, sometimes eggs that are left there and they turn brown, and it's like a very warm and nice stew that's uniquely an Israeli Jewish kind of food. And injera is also now an Israeli food
All right,
because
yes.
Israel, I think, is the one of the few, if not the only country that officially imports teff from Ethiopia, and of course, it's also a part of our cultural. I wouldn't even call it a mosaic. It's part of our cultural scene, as the Jewish community from Ethiopia brought its own traditions and flavors to the Israeli culinary scene as well.
What I would like you to tell us about Israeli people. How resilient are they?
Israel is physically small, just about 20,000 square kilometers. It's like a tiny percentage of Ethiopia, about 10 million people altogether, also a small percentage of the population of Ethiopia. And yet we do have, our identity, our history, and our tradition is, it's indeed thousands of years old, and it spans. The whole world has heard about us, for better or for worse. And one of the foundations of modern civilization is the traditions of the people of Israel. So it's true that that there is something, in my view, also unique about Israel. I think one of the things that's important to note is that, as you said, Israel has been around for over 3,500 years, and we have an ancient history written in the Bible. We have archaeological findings that show that many of these things were true. The story has lived on in the people of Israel as well as in other peoples, including the people of Ethiopia, who tell stories that are related to the connection between our two countries. And the people of Israel have gone through many challenges throughout our history. We've gone through slavery in Egypt. We've gone through sovereignty and then exile from our land on a number of occasions. In the year 586 BCE, by the Gregorian calendar, we were exiled by the Babylonians. Our capital and our temple in Jerusalem were destroyed. Then we came back and rebuilt, and yet in 70 of the Common Era, by the Gregorian calendar, our temple again was destroyed by the Romans, and we were again exiled and scattered to the four corners of the earth. And then in 1948, by the Gregorian calendar, we came back again. Since our independence, Israel has gone from a country of refugees and a completely undeveloped country into one of the leaders in high tech, in artificial intelligence, in medicine, in science, in agriculture. And I'm not saying it because I want to brag. I mean, it's just something that we worked hard and we were able to achieve. And yet we've also had challenges over these 77 years. Now, as we celebrate the new year, we're praying for peace in our land, for security for our citizens, and for the return of our hostages. And hopefully this coming year will give us what we've really been hoping and praying for many years, which is to finally be able to focus not on war, but on peace, on prosperity, and on living and coexisting with our neighbors. The people of Israel, we remember our past, and we also mourn the bad things that happened, but we don't stick only to the past. We also look to the future. So it's important to remember your past and also to look to the future. And I think this is one of the key things that makes the people of Israel and the state of Israel so resilient.
You've been talking seriously and perhaps importantly about Israel. And Israel is technologically advanced and in science and technology, I think, as my colleague said, it's one of the great countries in the world, right? And Ethiopia in this case is again progressing through time as well. The corridor developments, perhaps, and some other development activities in different areas are now being recognized, okay? So would you tell us something about your reaction to Ethiopia's progress this time around, especially Addis, especially is your second day right here in Ethiopia, but you might have seen something here.
Actually, when I came here, I didn't know what to expect. I've heard about Ethiopia, about Addis, but I didn't have a picture in my head. And when I got here, and I saw the city and I met the people, I was very, it was surprising. I was very impressed with all the new things I saw, like the nice streets. And I know that us, the embassy, we support a lot of cooperations between Israeli companies and Ethiopian companies or the authorities with regards to development and ingenuity and yeah, I'm really excited to see what's to come with Addis, because I've heard from my colleagues that were here in the past 3 years that even in the past 3 years they saw so much change within the city that I expect, you know, the future and to see what to come with the city.
You've lived here actually for 2 years, right? So you are the perfect witness for that, right?
Yes, I was just going to say actually that I've been here for 2 years, and since the day I arrived until today, I've seen the city completely go through a transformation, and I think in many ways also economically we've seen you know, the macroeconomic reforms start to work in a more organized fashion, and we've seen the innovation sector take off. And as Hadass was saying, our cooperation includes cooperation in these areas between Israel and Ethiopia. This is something we will continue to support and be a part of, because this is one of the things that we have the ability to really contribute, I think, and to exchange, you know, experiences on. So really seeing the country going through these transformations is very special. It's inspiring in many ways, and we will see what the future has to hold.
Well, everyone, we're still celebrating Ethiopian New Year with the ambassador of Israel to Ethiopia. So our guests have already left because they've got little tight schedules. But here we are with the ambassador. We've got some questions to entertain with the ambassador. So, ambassador, I think people-to-people ties between Ethiopia and Israel is historical, and the bond is very tight. How can you describe the ties, the people-to-people ties?
People of Ethiopia and the people of Israel are a very tight and rooted relationship. The two peoples have connected in a very ancient biblical time, starting from the time of Moses, because in the book of Numbers, chapter 12, it says that Moses married Ethiopian woman. So you can see that how far that relationship between the Jewish people and the people of Ethiopia are connected by marriage and blood connected. And then go to the prophet's time, you can see that in the prophet of Jeremiah, how the Ethiopian eunuch has saved the prophet Jeremiah and take him out from the pit, from the well, because he advocated to the king. And you continue to that in the book of Isaiah is written that beyond from the foreign, of course, and from Cush, also from Ethiopia. And then in the book of Sophania is saying, chapter 3, verse 10, my children will come beyond the rivers of Ethiopia. So the Ethiopian people and the Jewish people are very much deep their historical relationship in the biblical time. Go to the book of First King, chapter 10, and that telling that Queen of Sheba went to visit King Solomon in Jerusalem. So our history is very deep, and since that the Ethiopian people and the Israeli people are very much connected, and after Israel was reestablished at the modern time, Ethiopia was one of the country also is connected diplomatic ties immediately, recognize the Jewish state and diplomatic relationship. 1956, this embassy, what we are now here, was opened during the Haile Selassie time. And the Israeli experts came here and to doing a capacity building and share their knowledges here in Ethiopia. And Ethiopia is the only country that in Africa, the only country in Africa that has more than 7 churches and monasteries in Israel. Ethiopia has an asset, property in Israel. And of course, the existence of Ethiopian Jewish community, the Beta Israel, for more than 2,000 years here in Ethiopia is making it even stronger, this relationship. So you can see that the existence of the Ethiopian Jewish community here for centuries, being together here, and then also the Ethiopian Orthodox Church, churches and monasteries. So all the time, people-to-people relationship is very strong, because the Christians are going to pray in Jerusalem. Priests and monks are going to Jerusalem to serve churches, and also
Thank you.
and the visiting of every time from Ethiopians visiting to Jerusalem, especially in the Christmas time and the Easter time, and in between, people are going there to visit the holy places. And Israel, as a democratic state, preserve and keep those holy places for all religions, for Christians, for Islam, and other religions. And the Ethiopian Jewish community, the Beta Israel, are coming every time to visit their birthplaces and where we grow up and like that. So people-to-people relationship is very strong. And of course, the trading, in the trading area, is very strong. The Ethiopian Airlines is flying 3 times a day. 3 times a day, direct flight from Bole to Tel Aviv to Bole. And also, the trading is also very strong, such as, for example, teff. Israel is #1 in importing Ethiopian product, such as teff is #1, and coffee, and also salit, and other cereal crops have been imported to Israel. And this trading is by Israelis and by Ethiopians. So culturally, we have a very strong relationship. In Ethiopia, you know, the tradition is, which is in Ethiopia, you can see it in Tel Aviv, in Jerusalem, and everywhere in Israel, because more than 180,000 Ethiopian Jews, the Beta Israel, live in Israel, is creating a small Ethiopia, because we have the food, injera, what, doro what, everything. Dressing is traditional dressing. Drinking is talla, tej, also in Israel. So you can see
all the traditions, the cultures there.
yes, and the music.
Okay.
Everything is in Israel, and you can see also we also do sometimes a joint Ethiopian Israeli culture, because the second generation of the Ethiopian Jews, the Beta Israel, they have the Israeli tradition, and they also take the Ethiopian, and they're combining it together. So we have here in our Independence Day, the 77th Independence Day of Israel, so they came to celebrate the Ethiopian Israelis with a combination of Israeli and Ethiopian culture.
I heard that Enqutatash itself is connected to the legend of the Queen of Sheba's gift to King Solomon.
And of course, you said a lot about how Israel and Ethiopia are interconnected, right? In many sectors, in many areas as well. The cultures and norms, values, and many other areas between these two countries is so tough, so high, I can say. And my question is, what do you think will be the next step ahead just to strengthen the relationship between Ethiopia and Israel, especially in trade and investment perhaps, or in many other areas? I do say that Ethiopia has huge potential in human capital, right? Because the population number is high here, and Israel is technologically advanced as well. Israeli can support Ethiopia in many ways, and there may be something that Israel may take from Ethiopia as well. So what do you think are the next steps ahead to strengthen them?
When I received this position, I was very happy. And I said I received a historical opportunity because Ethiopia is blessed with its natural resources. And these natural resources, Ethiopia has a fertile land, water, human capital, and beautiful weather. So these natural, and of course the mining, the rich natural resources that underground, which has to be mining it and take it out. And these are natural resources that Ethiopia has. And Israel was in the beginning a desert, and that desert became green. And what makes green is Israeli technologies. So I said I've received historical opportunity to bring Israeli technology to Ethiopia, and the Israeli technology meets with the natural resources of Ethiopia, the fertile land. We can produce a lot, not only for Ethiopia, it's also enough to Africa. This, in order to advance this, we are working in 4 directions, in 4 ways. One is government to government. We call it G2G, government to government. Through that government to government, we do different government projects. Coordinating with the Agriculture Ministry, we are really developing, bringing Israeli technology, avocado, wheat, and other vegetables and fruits development. And we have also, in the health sector, we have also bringing Israeli technology and training, and also diplomatic ties in the international level. Ethiopia is helping Israel, Israel helping Ethiopia, and we have high-level visits. The foreign minister of Ethiopia visited last March, and the foreign minister of Israel visited last May, and these relationships are growing. The second ways that we are working is private investors. The private investors are the investors that coming to invest here in Israel. Because when they bring their properties, their money, their knowledge here, you can produce a lot. We have many in Bishoftu area and other parts of Ethiopia, Israeli companies. More than 122 Israeli companies are working, private investors. The third way is non-governmental organizations. Organizations were not coming for profits, were coming to humanitarian assistance. Especially, they work in agriculture area and health area. Last week, we have 2 delegations from Israel. One is a government-to-government project, and the other one is a non-governmental project of more than 100 doctors being gathered from 8 hospitals at Alert Hospital and went through capacity building and intensive training on the anesthesia and trauma. These are a kind of cooperation. We have an organization called Save Child Desert, coordinating with the Black Lion Hospital. They are doing a cardiology surgery in the Black Lion Hospital, and they complicated issue. They take them to Israel. So far, more than 1,000 children been taken to Israel, went through the surgery, and come back here. And we have an Operation Ethiopia, the organization called Operation Ethiopia, comes every 3 months doing eye surgery here in St. Paul Hospital, Minilik Hospital, Mekelle Hospital, Desi Hospital, and Bahar Dar, Gondar, and the next October, we're going to have also in Awasa Hospital. So these are the developmental cooperation we have. And of course, we are working also, Israeli companies working on the mining area, coordinating with the Ministry of Mining. And we had an Innovation Week last year. And we're going to have also this year, in the month of November, an Innovation Week. That is an intensive week of experts are coming from Israel, coordinating with the Ministry of Innovation and Technology and other governmental offices in order to increase and develop new opportunities, new opportunities for the young people, which is entrepreneurship, innovation, ecosystem, AI, and these areas are developing. The Ethiopian government policy of macroeconomic reform has really helped, and also the policies that is changing the Ethiopian economic into digital system is very attracted for Israeli investors, and that is really going to change the economy here, and the agriculture and cyber and other areas. We're going to be increase our projects here.
You do have experiences in Ethiopian dishes. Your favorite Ethiopian dish, and of course you told us that you like this type of dish in Israel, right? But what's your favorite Ethiopian dish, which in fact comes to your mind when it comes to the holidays? It may be Epiphany or Christmas or New Year.
I was born and grew up in Gondar area, in one of the villages. And in this holiday time, we always we have what is known in Ethiopia is a multicultural country, different area as celebrating in different kinds of food and different tribes, and it, in Gondar area, so we have injera, and injera, dero wot, sega wot, shiro, ጎመን፣ ቆስጣ፣ ምስር ሁሉ ነገር ይበላል በዓመት በዓል። Sorry, we eat in the holiday time. So if you ask me what is your favorite food, is injera, shiro, with ቆስጣ, and misir, and this kind of food are really with vegetables, different varieties of vegetables. I like to eat. And of course, in drinking, I like, I taste tala, I taste tej, of course, but mainly I drink water. Kitfo and raw meat are not, we don't eat. But it is not allowed, and we eat cooked.
Ethiopia is in a very fast move just to bring changes in a short period of time. The schedules, if you see, for instance, are very marvelous. We've brought all the changes we've witnessed so far in a short period of time. We didn't take much time. And actually, everyone might witness that the current development, especially in Addis Ababa and elsewhere in the country, is growing tremendously. It's not only that, you were mentioning the macroeconomic reform as well, the feeding sectors in schools and the community areas as well. We do have many more developmental issues which the government is highly engaging on or striving just to bring these changes. So what do you say about Ethiopian government's strive in this regard?
The macroeconomic reform is very important. The privatization of and the competition of the bank system, all these are very important, and the digital system is very important because these reforms are really attracting foreign investors. So when we explain to the Israeli investors in Israel to come and invest in Ethiopia, we are saying that Ethiopia is completely changed, because there are reforms now, and there are obstacle legal things have been now reformed and changed. So, and the digital system is very important. So that is a way how you attract the investors. That's what we explain to the Israeli investors. And therefore, that brings investors to Ethiopia, and which is really growing the economy. So the different reforms, take the Addis Ababa, the corridor reforms, is also projects are also really making Addis Ababa very beautiful. And I mean, I don't think that there are cities, I don't know, I haven't visited all African countries, but I visited some of the African countries, and I didn't see such a beautiful city such as Addis Ababa, because it is very modern and it is very beautiful now. I knew Addis Ababa also before, so but it is very, in a short time, there is a big change and really completely changed. And also Addis Ababa became a capital city of Africa, because it is a diplomatic center, and there are many international organizations like the United Nations Economic Cooperation for Africa, UNDP, United Nations Development Program, the World Bank, and other international organizations are here. And Ethiopia is now, Addis Ababa is hosting many international conferences here. I think I'm here 1 year. I think almost 150 international conferences went through here, and the conferences are really hosted in a very on a very productive way, and without any accidents, without any special cases. So this shows that how Ethiopia is marching in the right direction, and Ethiopia is, I'm sure, soon it will be, in a few years, Ethiopia will an economic developing country in Africa.
All right, Ambassador, thank you so much. I really appreciate. Just on behalf of Addis Media Network, we would like to say thank you, particularly you and your lifelong partner, your wife here, just for celebrating the new year with us, with Addis Media Network. So thank you so much. I think there is nothing that you wanted to tell us.
I think I said it very aspects. In the one thing, maybe if we are talking about the Jewish New Year celebration, one unique thing is on the religion aspect, is in that day you blow a shofar. Shofar means in Amharic "Kande Malaket." As that is very unique in other celebrations, as the food item is, this is very unique. The shofar is a very unique also, which means that proclaiming the new year. So in every synagogue, in the service, you blow a shofar, which is Kande Malakat.
All right, thank you, Ambassador, for your experience, for your insight, for your information that you have give us. We really thank you on behalf of Addis Media Network. Well, everyone, that's it for today. We've celebrated Ethiopian New Year, particularly with the Israeli ambassador to Ethiopia, Avreham Neguise, with his family. We would like to say thank you for your time, for being with us so far. Thank you again for watching Addis Media Network, AMN Plus. Have a wonderful time.
Let this year be a year of peace and unity.